There is a massive, deliberate confusion injected into modern textbooks regarding the exact timeline of the Trojan prince Brutus. If you ask a modern university professor, they will tell you that any mention of a Trojan settlement in Britain around 500 BC is pure folklore, completely out of sync with classical history. And they are partially right, because they are looking at the wrong century. The true, uncorrupted British king lists decoded by Wilson and Blackett place the arrival of Brutus firmly in the year 1104 BC, nearly 6 centuries earlier than the mainstream narrative suggests. This timeline is critical. The fall of Troy in the Mediterranean occurred around 1184 BC. Following the total destruction of their highly advanced city-state, the surviving Trojan royal family split into separate factions. One faction, led by Aeneas, migrated to Italy and planted the seeds that would eventually become the Roman Empire. But a second, massive faction of royal refugees was led by his great-grandson, Brutus. For over 2 decades, Brutus gathered the scattered, enslaved Trojan populations across the Greek islands, building a formidable, sovereign navy. When Brutus finally landed on the shores of Britain in 1104 BC, he wasn't arriving as a primitive wanderer in 500 BC, he was arriving at the exact peak of the Bronze Age collapse, bringing the apex of Trojan architectural, legal, and astrological knowledge to an island that had already been spiritually prepared by the earlier migrations of Princess Albina's line. By forcing a false, compressed timeline onto the public, the academic matrix successfully disrupted the synchronized history of the ancient world. They made the British chronicles look messy and mathematically impossible so that people would discard them entirely. But when you restore the accurate timeline of 1100 BC, the puzzle pieces lock perfectly into place. Brutus of Troy becomes a concrete, historical reality, the founding father of a 3,000-year-old sovereign empire that existed long before Rome was even a cluster of mud huts on the Tiber River.